Hi, Steve. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Steve, for joining. I'm excited to learn more about your background and also what you're building at APDA. So could you please give us a brief introduction of yourself, your background, and also what are you building?
Hi there. Yeah, hi Steph. Yeah, thanks for having me on first of all. But yeah, I'm Steve. I go by Jano on in sort of the NFT Twitter space. And yeah, I've been building Apta for about a year now. So we're the Association for Professionals in Digital Assets, and I've been in the Web3 and blockchain space for probably a couple of years now. I came in around the time where sort of metaverses were quite popular, and I've got a real estate um, surveying background. So yeah, that's what really enticed me into the Web3 space. And yeah, I kind of tried to apply in what I do as a estate surveyor in sort of the metaverse, and that's how I got involved. And then I got sucked into sort of the NFT and Web3 community side of stuff, and it's kind of where I started sort of brainstorming ideas and came up with the idea of APDA. But yeah, we can get into that. I'm sure through this discussion.
And what kind of problems are you trying to solve?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, as I sort of briefly mentioned, I'm a chartered surveyor. So I'm from the UK, and we've got a professional association called the RICS, which is the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. So they're a professional association that basically govern anyone that's working in the property, real estate, and construction sector from a surveying point of view. And they, to become a member of that, I've had to go through an accredited university degree. I've had to do 2 or 3 years on the job training where I have to hit sort of particular benchmarks and cover off certain amount of work in the sector. And you know that ends with completing the APC, which is the assessment of professional competence, and that's what you have to do sort of to become chartered. And once you're a chartered surveyor, you have to adhere to certain rules and code of conduct. You have to do a certain amount of training and professional development just to show that you're keeping up with the development of the property sector. And it demonstrates to your customers and clients that you are sort of knowledgeable in what you're advising them as a surveyor. So and that will sound quite similar when I start talking about APDA, really, because that's kind of what I wanted to bring into the blockchain space. So yeah, when I sort of joined the space and started taking it a bit more seriously, I looked for a similar association for the Web3 and blockchain space, but I couldn't really find anything on an individual level. So there are some really good professional associations and general associations that allow businesses to join at sort of a business level. And it shows that as a business, they're running professionally, and there's some really good ones in the UK actually trying to push forward the blockchain industry from a UK perspective. But there wasn't really anything that I could join as an individual to show that I am, following, certain standards and principles. So yeah, and then I was involved in a few communities that were allowed you to sort of develop ideas. So I'm part of the Play community, which is an NFT community, and they had a process called the Frog Tank, which is similar. In the UK, we've got Dragon's Den. In the US, I think they've got the Shark Tank, and it's that sort of kind of process where you come up with an idea, you put it through this process, and if you're successful, you get backing from that project. So I went through that process. I wasn't successful, but it kind of gave me the drive, and I put quite a lot of effort into that application. And from there, I was kind of like, I was quite enthusiastic about the idea, really wanted to push it forward. So I just continued building it from there. And that was probably about over a year ago now. So yeah, since then we've kind of put the code of conduct together with our community. It's kind of what defines a professional in the Web3 space. And we've got 5 key principles that we ask our members to adhere to. And then we've recently just launched our membership just a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, over the span of the year, we've kind of gone from idea to put into process, and now we're really trying to develop our membership numbers and trying to put forward the idea that we had in the first place, really.
Yeah, this is a really cool idea of having a chartership membership for Web3 professionals. So, what kind of professional? Who is the ideal target for AppDa? Is it like more crypto, DeFi people, NFT people? What? Yeah, I would love to hear
Yeah,
more
I come
about that.
from sort of I joined the Web3 space from the kind of NFT community side. So that's where a lot of our followers come from at the moment. But yeah, we're not currently sort of certifying any skill set specifically. So we're trying to look at the overall blockchain and Web3 space, and we're sort of we're allowing our members to verify their professionalism and ethics. So we started off quite broad in terms of who we're targeting, but I would say if we were to be targeting individuals, it'd be those that are looking to work in the space, maybe small businesses that have handful of staff, and yeah, sort of more of the small players really. That's not to say we're excluding some of the larger companies, but I think those people that are just joining the space, maybe starting at a consultancy level or starting a small business or a startup that really needs help sort of demonstrating that they are genuine and they are acting professionally and ethically. And I think those are the people that will really benefit the most. And eventually we'll get into sort of looking at verifying certain skill sets and job roles, but at the moment we're kind of looking at people that are really pushing forward the blockchain space and maybe joining the space. And yeah, that's kind of the people that I think we would benefit the most by joining APDA.
Awesome. So, are you planning to verify in the future the different skill sets related to the blockchain industry, like for example, technical skills in a smart contract deployment, these kind of things? That's the first question. And the second question is, could you also share more about the memberships and also how it works?
Yeah, sure. I think we go into sort of verifying developers. That'd probably be sort of later down the road. I think initially we'll look at maybe founders and some of the key maybe community management type roles that you see in the NFT and Web3 space. And yeah, so I think we will eventually get to developers, hopefully, but I think that's such I'm not a developer myself, and I know you're sort of involved in that with what you do, but it's such I think things like GitHub and networks like that allow you to really show that you do know what you're talking about. It's kind of if you've got a portfolio behind you from a developer's point of view, that's kind of your evidence to show that you are a genuine person and you can develop good dApps and things in from the blockchain point of view. So I think they probably suffer from not being able to sort of verify their work the least, probably, whereas people just joining the space that haven't got that developer experience probably need it a bit more. So yeah,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
in terms of our membership, we've currently got 2 tiers of our membership. So the first tier is an advocate member, and that's I can get into sort of where the blockchain feeds into our membership as well. But the initial tier is one that anyone can join. So it's an advocate tier, and you basically get some of the sort of basic benefits from joining that member. You get to sort of verify that you are adhering to our code of conduct. You'll get a profile on our website and our minting platform website, and it will give you access to some of the training and the professional network that we've got in our community as well. And what we're looking to bring in place at a later date will be the certified membership. And to become a certified member of APDA, you will need to complete a proof of professional competence course. So that'd be like a 6-hour educational course that allows you to it basically ensures that you have fully understood what our code of conduct stands for, And by going through that course, assuming you get through that okay, you'll be granted your certified membership, and that will give you, that's on a subscription basis. And certified members have to complete a set amount of professional development each year. So it really allows you to demonstrate to your customers and clients that you are keeping up to date with the space, and you are keeping up to date with your training as well. So that's the sort of 2 tiers that we've currently got at the moment.
That's awesome. And what kind of role plays blockchain also in your accreditations? Like, could you tell us more?
Our membership is on chain essentially. So the way we're doing it, when you become a member, you mint your digital membership card, and that is essentially an NFT, and it's a soul-bound NFT on the Polygon network. So it allows us to, when you mint that, you can't transfer it to another member. So it's your membership for life,
forever.
If you like.
Yeah.
And the benefit of doing that, it really allows you to, I think something in the future that's going to become really big in the blockchain industry is digital identities. So I think eventually things like your job work experience, driving licenses, your interests, your hobbies, anything that you currently do to verify your identity will be on chain, sort of through soulbound tokens. And the beauty of soulbound tokens is they can all sort of recognize each other, and you'll be able to develop sort of a personal identity to show who you are. So that's what our digital membership cards allow you to do. And when I mentioned that certified members will have to complete a set amount of training and development each year. So each of those courses that they undertake that are certified training courses will be on-chain certificates as well. So they'll link back to your digital membership card, and over time you'll be able to demonstrate the training that you have completed, and it will be sort of verifiable on-chain. So yeah, it seems silly to have a association for the blockchain that doesn't utilize the blockchain itself. So yeah, we're definitely sort of keen on that, the technology behind that, and utilizing soulbound tokens to do that as well.
That's awesome. So the membership basically is a soulbound token that gets upgraded, let's say every year, once the member also upgrades their training, and they get like extra certificates, extra accreditations. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we're hoping when we start seeing things like on-chain job marketplaces that will have certain, they'd be advertising job roles, and maybe your CV becomes on-chain, and if those job marketplaces recognize our accreditation, it'll be like another feather in your cap, if you like, to be able to demonstrate to your potential employer that you are adhering to these codes and you are acting professionally in our space. So yeah, hopefully it gives our members a bit of a advantage for things like looking for job opportunities or customers and clients to show that they are, working to certain standards.
That's great. And in terms of community and also culture, what kind of culture are you trying to build with your community at APDA? What kind of skills or what kind of ideas do you want to kind of put forward for the community?
Yeah, I think the key thing we wanted to avoid doing is becoming like a boring membership thing that you just joined to show that you're professional. It'd be very easy to just be very sort of forget all the culture that is behind Web3 and the blockchain. And that's one of the sort of the key things we discussed when we were putting our code of conduct together. And in fact, one of our 5th principle is actually around embracing the culture of the blockchain. So what we don't want to do is take all the fun and the sort of motivation that you see and enthusiasm that you see in Web3 and blockchain and NFT communities. We don't really want to take that out of what it is to be a professional, really, because yeah, there's different, different industries. A professional is seen in a different way, if you like. And I always give the example of professional sportsman might be completely different to a professional solicitor or something like that. It doesn't make one or the other less of a professional. If you see a footballer scoring a goal and swinging, taking his top off, running around the pitch kind of thing, it doesn't make him necessarily not professional anymore. Whereas if that happened in an office for a solicitor that just completed a contract, it'd be a bit out of sorts. So, so what makes a professional in the Web3 space is different to what might be a professional in other industries. And we want to make sure that we highlight what a professional is in our space, really, rather than just taking what you'd see in other industries.
That's great. So you really want to have it highlight the Web3 culture, and what is kind of like the mode of work in the Web3 culture, like really like a strong crypto and Web3 environment for professionals.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't necessarily mean everyone's got to be sending out meme coins and posting all over Twitter and things like that. It's also around the working environment. Developers work in a certain way in our industry, and there's an acceptance in terms of like working hours might not be a traditional 9 to 5, for example, is kind of a different culture in terms of working as well. It's trying to capture what that is as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. And you mentioned also that, so because you're helping people to get their training, their skills, their membership on chain as a soulbound token, what, in your opinion, are the key things, the barriers also for like a mainstream adoption of this kind of technology?
I think a lot of it is currently it's quite a clunky user interface kind of thing, with MetaMask and things like that. And I think when it will really start kicking off is when the blockchain is just working in the background and it's just seen as the technology to make things faster and quicker and more efficient, rather than the key sort of selling point of products. Because when you sign your wallet at the moment, you have to have a MetaMask, and it is kind of not as clunky. And we're starting to see actually a lot of products and services, and the minting platform that we use actually, you can sign in with your email, and they create a custodial wallet in the background. So I think a lot of the adoption of blockchain is going to be when the user interface is a lot more smoother, and people don't necessarily know they're using the blockchain. And I think I was at a conference just the week gone, and a phrase someone referred to it as is the granny test. So, if you're someone from an older generation is able to use your product or service that has blockchain behind it in a few clicks, for example, and if they're able to use it, then that's what will, allow it to be mainstream, really. And then also kind of similar to what our mission really is taking away the perceived lack of professionalism in our space. And you hear people talk about the blockchain and people just think it's a scam or it's got a bad image at the moment. And I think that's slowly going, particularly at a sort of a high level point. We're starting to get policies and regulations, particularly in the EU, in the UK. We're starting to see regulations and policies that support blockchain rather than just hinder it. So I think that's going to be a key thing once it's kind of accepted as a good technology that's going to improve all businesses, which is kind of where I see it. That's going to be when we start seeing more adoption of it by the masses. Yeah.
That's awesome. And another thing that you mentioned is that so with APDA you're planning also to to train and upskill some members of different NFT communities or from Web3 startups. So what is the offering that you are planning to give also to these kind of profiles?
Sorry, sorry, can you repeat the question on that?
So you mentioned that you are also planning to provide upskilling, like skills in terms of professionalism for people working for Web3 startups. So what's the offer? Like, are you planning to provide some sort of company training, these kind of things, like based on the Web3 space, or?
Yeah, there's a whole host of training that we'll be looking to make available for our members, and it's probably training that most of it will be outsourced, so we won't necessarily have APDA delivering the training, but we'll make that connection so that members have easy access to that training at sort of discounted price or as part of their membership fees. So yeah, we're looking to. It'll really be what the community value. We'll be looking to our members to ask, see what type of training they want, and we'll obviously provide training on the industry and elements like that. But it'll be directed by what their preference is. And so in addition to the training, what I'm really hoping to get APDA and its members involved in is really contributing towards those policies and regulations that we see, and really pushing and getting in contact with people that are putting policy in place and really trying to influence what happens in our industry. And we see it with other associations in other industries. If you get enough people putting pressure on those that are making those decisions, it really helps influence it. And I think that's what our membership will hopefully allow us to do. And we'll be developing practice notes that sit alongside our code of conduct, and our members will be able to contribute towards those practice notes as well. So really shape how our membership grows as well.
That's great. So basically, you will be partnering up also with other associations, also to push also regulations, more training, and so on.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
that's cool. And do you plan also to so you mentioned also that you see APDA also playing a role in terms of on-chain identity. What kind of role do you see APDA playing in this space in terms of verifiable credentials and?
Yeah, so I see us sitting alongside other elements of personal identity. So I think as people develop their, as they use their wallets for more and more things, then they'll be able to demonstrate to other organizations that they are acting professionally. So I gave the example of sort of job marketplaces in the future having soulbound tokens relating to maybe their job history, and their sort of job history being on chain. So our digital membership card will sit alongside those elements. And then also, there might be other communities that our members are involved in, and you'll instantly be able to see on chain where you'll be able to see other members are involved in different communities, and really allow that transparency to sort of be available for everyone to see.
Oh, I see. So do you see APDA also kind of like exploring that marketplace job opportunities space, or mostly like really like nurturing people with their credentials for the membership, the community, the chartership?
Yeah, so both really. Yeah, so on the on-chain sort of certification side of things. So so giving an example of a consultant working in the space, or maybe perhaps someone from a legal point of view, if they were a member from us, they'd be able to firstly show that they've got their digital membership card, which be on chain from the professionalism side, but then they'll also be able to demonstrate that they've done those training courses. And let's say you were a customer looking for someone that specializes in terms of service, for example, you'd be able to look at our members and then search on chain which training courses they've completed. So you'll be able to see there might be 3 or 4 solicitors that are members of APDA that have completed a lot of training on terms of membership. So it allow that customer to really narrow down who they might want to contact to employ to do their terms of membership, for example. Yeah, that's kind of how I see that sort of going.
That's awesome. I definitely see a need for that sort of training for professionals. And do you have any exciting news that or any updates that you would like to share with people about APDA or?
No, I don't know what I can share quite at the moment. We've got a couple of partnerships I'm working on in the background that will really sort of align us with some brands that are really looking forward to announcing. We've also got a referral campaign that we're about to launch, which will allow people to join as a advocate member and start getting discounts towards their upgrade to certified. So I'm really looking forward to that coming out. And give what I'm looking to do is really benefit those that have joined our membership early and hopefully get them upgrade into certified member sort of free of charge. I think that's what it allow us to do and grow our community. So really looking forward to that. And I'll just be attending as many sort of in real life events as I can. So looking to network with many businesses and other communities in our space, and I'm sure there'll be other benefits that come from that as well. So that's hopefully more to come. But yeah, we've got our Twitter space and our website at APDA.io, so we'll be announcing anything that comes through that channel.
That's awesome. And what's the best way to keep in touch with you if in case anyone wants to learn more about APDA and get in touch?
Yeah, so my probably Twitter is where I'm sort of most active. So my Twitter account is NF_Janner, JANNER. I'm always open to speak to people if anyone's got questions about what we're doing at APDA or wants to be involved. Like I said, we've got professional notes that we're hoping to develop with our members. So if anyone's got anything that they want to sort of to help out on that side as well, then I'll be open for that. My email is steve@apda.io as well. So I'm always available on there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Steve.